you guys seen that movie, Friends with Benefits, with Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake? Well, that's one of the very few movies that's not far off from real life. So I'm going to tell you why Friends with Benefits never works. Follow my channel on YouTube. The link is in my bio. And I'll tell you exactly why Friends with Benefits 9 out of 10 times never works. Alright, so if you saw my video on TikTok about Friends with Benefits, I'm going to tell you why it does not work. Okay, so we're going to dive into psychology real quick. When a man sees an attractive woman, whether he can control it or not, this is about biology. So if you can't wrap your head around this, don't finish this video because it's going to be a trigger for you. But it doesn't change the fact that it's not real. So when a man sees an attractive woman, he actually has an endorphin released in his brain that causes him to be aroused. Now the woman, on the other hand, alright, so the same way the endorphin is released in the man's brain is the same way that endorphin is released in the woman's brain, but only through sexual contact. So he can look at a woman and the endorphin is released. A woman doesn't get that same endorphin when she looks at a man. Now, we can look at men and find them attractive, but that doesn't mean that we're doing inappropriate shit in our heads with them. However, when a woman engages sexually with a man, that's when that endorphin comes out. That's the difference between the male and the female endorphin in that aspect. So with that said, you find a guy or a woman and you decide to set this Friends with Benefits thing up, right? It might work for one person, but it never works for the other person. One person may be able to control that and, keep it at what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb here and speak about my own experience. So I was 19 and this guy and I met up at a bar, and we kept it very casual, and I refused to hang out with him, and we kept it going like that for a little while, and it was successful because I refused to hang out with him. I refused to get to know him. I wanted what I wanted. And for those of you who are watching and you're having like a double standard fucking thought process right now, I'm gonna make a video about that too, so just simmer down. Anyway, I told him, I'm like, no, we cannot hang out. We cannot talk. And he's like, I feel used. Anyways, so my 19-year-old little brain was like, oh, you feel used? So we hung out. We drank a beer. I met his friends. It was all downhill from there. And guess what? We had a summer. It was fun. And he broke my heart because I got attached. You know why? Because I strayed away from our agreement. And still to this day, it resonates in my brain, because even at 19 years old, I knew that hanging out with him afterwards was a bad idea, because if you want to have a Friends with Benefits thing, anyway, if you're going to do it right, it's a business transaction. If you can't handle a business transaction, then you can't handle Friends with Benefits. My philosophy is there is no friendship. You receive the benefit, you move on. Because what's going to happen when you have a friend with benefits, you're going to continue to hang out with that person. You're going to form a bond regardless. Even if it's just a temporary bond for you, the other person is going to think that it's a true bond over time, and you can't blame them because you keep hanging out with them, right? If this does resonate with you, great. If not, how do you get to know an experience? By going through it. I'm in my 30s. I've been through some experiences and I'm just sharing them. So anyway, anybody who's liked and subscribed to my page, I love you. If you guys have anything that you want to talk about or discuss, I'm open. I'm having so much fun, talking to people, networking with people, and seeing what people are interested in. And